to give you a resource to help you guys plan your meals, since we are not supposed to be going to the grocery store that often. So if we can stretch it out into once a week, twice a week, that would be ideal. And how to kind of do this without, buying excess food or too much of this and not enough of that to get you through that full 7 to 14-day period. So I have created this weekly meal planner, and it's pretty similar to the one I used to give out to clients as well. And so you can kind of see this was the basic version, which totally still works. Recommended 4 to 5 different sources of protein, and then same for vegetables, 5 to 6 plus, just depending on how much variety you want. Starches or fruit, fat, pantry staples, freezer staples, other things that you might need. And then there's also a space here to actually plan things out for the week as far as what your meals are actually going to look like. And then a little space here for cooking notes as to how you're going to prepare all of these things. But I also wanted to create a version that you can manipulate and kind of increase portion sizes. So, for example, 14-day period, that's about 42 meals per person. This is calculated for about 2 people. So if I buy 4 pounds of chicken, that's going to be roughly about a third pound of raw meat is going to be 1 serving. So 5 pounds of meat is about 16 5-ounce servings each, which is pretty average. Some could go as low as like 3 ounces of meat up to like 6 ounces of meat per person or per serving. So this gives you a little bit of a range, and this is interactive. So if you want the XL version, you can increase this. So maybe I'm only going to get 3 pounds of chicken this time, and that changes that to about 9 servings or 12 servings, depending on the size. Then at the bottom, so you can add up all of these, and it will give you a range of how many total servings I'm going to get for that week, and you can kind of calculate it from there. So if we're getting, say, most of our meat from, or most of our protein from meat sources, so say 2 out of our 3 meals are going to be protein, that's probably about anywhere from 8 to 9 ounces of protein per day from coming from meat, and so that's going to be about 7 to 8 pounds of meat for that 2-week total. So just keeping that in mind. But you can also mix things in with eggs. So maybe you have eggs in the morning, or maybe you have collagen in your oatmeal in the morning, and then your latter 2 meals of the day are going to be from animal protein. So you can kind of plan things out and space it out like that. You can also have yogurt, things like that. And then same thing for vegetables. So I put these ones because they're typically the cheapest, not necessarily a salad box, but onions, potatoes, yams, carrots, cabbage, butternut squash are all fairly affordable, especially carrots. And so I wanted to put in those options there. And you can still, it gives you kind of a guesstimation as far as, if you were to get a 5-pound bag, that's probably like 10 plus servings, depending on, again, how much you eat of that. And then similar thing here for starches and fruit, bananas, gluten-free bread, oatmeal, rice, lentils, that type of thing, and then rough serving sizes. So again, you can kind of plan out your meals and how far that's going to get you. And then there's some things for fat sources. I don't think you need to space those out for portion sizes that much. You probably have an idea of how long it takes you to get through, 1 jar of peanut butter or so on. Cooking oil, these are usually in bigger bulk, so you don't necessarily probably need to map out exactly the portion sizes for that, but pantry staples, freezer staples, other things that you might need to get from the store. And then we also, again, have this section up here. So if you have some things at home, you don't need to buy absolutely everything new. And so we can kind of put that in. We can take that into account. If I already have some pantry staples, I don't need to restock all of those. So, and then again, our cooking notes down here. And then this is just an example page of what our meal plan might actually look like. Plenty of room for notes. And then we have a blank version over here so you can enter that. And again, you can say I'm going to get 3 pounds of that, maybe 2 pounds of this. I'm going to get a dozen eggs. I'm going to get 2 pounds of ground beef. I'll get 1 tub of collagen and maybe like 6 yogurts. So that one's actually a little bit off, but 6 yogurts. So that way you can plan. So now I know I have about 55 to 91 servings of protein, depending on that. And that collagen obviously breaks it up a lot because a full tub is going to be at least 30 servings. So that's what kind of skews it there. So if you're not going to get collagen, you can just leave that one blank. And then from your animal protein sources, you're going to get about 25 to 31 servings, and you can break that up into individual days and see how long that's actually going to get you. And same thing for the veggies over here. So that allows you to kind of plan things out, and you can get this as an Excel version so you can kind of input these things, and yeah, again, notes at the bottom and all that. So hopefully that is helpful. There's a resource I wanted to show you guys that I came across, I think on the news actually, was this omnicalculator.com. So this is a calculator so you can kind of plan how much food. So if you're going to be quarantined for 14 days, you can change this obviously as well, 2 weeks. Maybe you just have 10 days left, whatever it is, but it helps you calculate exactly how much food you need. So if you're just you and your husband, so one woman, one male, and then you can have kids in here and manipulate the time, and then it's going to show you fruit and vegetables, how much roughly you need, and then you can also change this to kilograms if you're in Europe, or that's easy for you to understand. But apples, onions, carrots, bell peppers, potatoes, eggs, butter, cheese, milk, minced meat, like how it says trays, but yeah, 4 pounds. And then other things like oats, pasta, rice, all these kind of staples. So frozen foods, particularly helpful. And then you can use that to kind of populate that meal plan, or just create your list from there and create meals. So I thought that was a super helpful thing that I really wanted to pass on to everybody. And again, that's omnicalculator.com, and I'll put that link in the blog post. Hope that was helpful.